The gathering storm, drone incursions and escalation. Drone sightings significantly escalated regional anxieties in early 2025. India's defense forces reported intercepting over 50 Pakistani drones. These unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs, were spotted across at least 26 locations near the volatile line of control. Key areas such as Srinagar, Jammu, Ferozpur and Amritsar recorded frequent drone activity. Indian officials suggested that Pakistan utilized between 300 to 400 Turkish-made drones. The primary purpose of these incursions appeared to be the testing of India's air defense capabilities and preparedness. This consistent drone activity created an atmosphere thick with tension, even before any major confrontation erupted between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. Consequently, heightened security measures became a standard feature along the border. The already tense situation dramatically worsened following a devastating militant attack. On April 23, 2025, militants launched an assault targeting tourists in Indian-administered Kashmir. This tragic event, which became known internationally as the Pahalgam massacre, resulted in the deaths of 26 individuals. Most of the victims were identified as Hindu tourists, adding a sensitive communal dimension to the tragedy. India was quick to blame Pakistan for orchestrating and supporting the attack. Pakistan, however, issued strong denials, refuting any involvement in the incident. These denials did little to calm the rapidly escalating situation or pacify Indian concerns. The attack served as a powerful and immediate trigger for more aggressive military actions. The immediate aftermath of the Pahalgam tourist attack was charged with intense emotion and outrage. Across India, there were vociferous and widespread calls for significant military retaliation against Pakistan. The deep-seated historical mistrust between the two nations only served to fan the flames of potential conflict. Political dynamics within both countries also played a crucial role in shaping their responses. India's government, operating in a climate of rising Hindu nationalism, appeared to adopt a more uncompromising and assertive stance. Meanwhile, Pakistan's ongoing political instability often results in its powerful military establishment taking a dominant role in national security decisions. These complex internal factors further complicated any prospects for a peaceful resolution in the short term. Even before the tourist attack acted as a catalyst, drone incursions were an increasingly prominent concern. Both India and Pakistan had reportedly been using drones for a variety of military purposes for some time. Noted experts in regional security, such as James Patton Rogers and Shuja Nawaz, highlighted the strategic deployment of these unmanned systems. Drones were frequently utilized to test the efficacy of existing air defense systems and to conduct reconnaissance by scouting enemy positions. This marked a notable shift in military tactics being employed in the South Asian region. The growing reliance on UAVs for surveillance, intelligence gathering, and potentially offensive actions indicated a new and arguably more dangerous phase in their long-standing and often bitter dispute. This technological race subtly prepared the ground for larger clashes. Military retaliation and technological frontiers. India responded to the Pahalgam tourist attack with a display of significant military force. It promptly launched Operation Sindoor, a series of coordinated actions specifically targeting militant infrastructure located inside Pakistan. These extensive operations included conducting airstrikes on various Pakistani targets. Some of these strikes reportedly occurred in areas within Pakistan-controlled Kashmir, a highly sensitive region. For these critical missions, India deployed its advanced French Rafale fighter jets, showcasing its air power capabilities. The Indian government officially stated that these actions were absolutely necessary to neutralize imminent threats and to hold accountable those responsible for the attack. This marked a serious escalation from previous cross-border skirmishes and signaled India's firm resolve to act decisively. Pakistan did not hesitate to issue a robust military response to the Indian actions. It swiftly launched its own counter-operation, which was codenamed Operation Bunyan al-Marsus. This comprehensive operation involved striking multiple targets located within Indian territory. Furthermore, Pakistan initiated a series of drone attacks and other forms of weapon assaults all along India's extensive western border. To effectively counter India's air power, Pakistan reportedly utilized its modern Chinese-supplied J-10C fighter jets. It also employed advanced PL-15E air-to-air missiles as part of its defensive and offensive measures. This swift and comparable retaliation from Pakistan pushed the two nations perilously closer to the brink of a wider, more devastating conflict. This recent period of intense conflict clearly highlighted a significant and ongoing shift in modern warfare tactics. There was a discernible move away from traditional military engagements, which historically involved large troop movements and conventional weaponry. Instead, both India and Pakistan increasingly relied on technologically advanced methods for their operations. Weaponized drones were extensively used for conducting detailed reconnaissance missions and for carrying out precision strikes on specific targets. Loitering munitions, often referred to as kamikaze drones due to their operational nature, also saw significant deployment by both sides. Both India and Pakistan have been actively developing their domestic drone-building industries, alongside importing sophisticated drone technology from their respective international allies, fueling a regional tech arms race. Drone engagements became a central and defining feature of these recent clashes between the two adversaries. India reportedly launched a targeted drone attack aimed at Pakistani air defense systems. Key radar installations located near the city of Lahore were also said to be among the targets of Indian drone operations. Pakistan, in turn, claimed considerable success in effectively countering Indian drone incursions. It officially stated that its forces had successfully downed approximately 12 Indian drones during the engagements. One of these downed drones allegedly hit a military site near Lahore, resulting in 4 Pakistani soldiers sustaining injuries. Later, Pakistan made even larger, unverified claims of shooting down over 70 Indian drones, underscoring the pivotal role of UAVs in this new chapter of conflict. Ceasefire efforts and the human toll. The intense and escalating military exchanges between India and Pakistan prompted swift international intervention. After 4 continuous days of fierce fighting, a ceasefire was successfully brokered. The United States played a significant and visible role in achieving this crucial cessation of hostilities along the border. Initially, the US administration had adopted a more hands-off approach to the rising tensions in the subcontinent. However, the occurrence of high-intensity skirmishes and concerning intelligence reports suggesting the potential for further, more dangerous escalation led to direct US diplomatic involvement. Official statements from Washington indicated a clear shift towards a more assertive role in mediating and securing the fragile truce between the two rivals. Other nations also actively contributed to the de-escalation efforts. Saudi Arabia and several other Gulf states, for example, actively attempted to mediate the escalating crisis. The senior Saudi diplomat, Adel al-Jubair, notably held urgent meetings with leaders in both New Delhi and Islamabad to facilitate dialogue. Despite these concerted international efforts, the ceasefire remains extremely fragile and precarious. Deep-rooted mistrust continues to plague the complex relations between India and Pakistan. Reflecting this caution, India chose to describe the agreement not as a formal ceasefire, but rather as an informal understanding. This careful diplomatic wording clearly highlights the tenuous and uncertain nature of the current peace. Both sides have since accused each other of multiple ceasefire violations, including cross-border shelling. The recent conflict has had a devastating and far-reaching impact on civilian populations residing in the border regions. Daily life on both sides of the line of control faced substantial and severe disruption. Essential civilian infrastructure, including roads, communication lines, and utilities, suffered considerable damage. Livelihoods were severely affected as economic activities came to a standstill. Reports from various sources confirmed civilian injuries and, tragically, deaths in both India and Pakistan as a direct result of the hostilities. Several cities located in northern India experienced frightening blasts and widespread blackouts. In Pakistan-administered Kashmir, numerous houses were reported damaged by intense shelling and powerful explosions, leaving many homeless. The human cost of this escalation has been regrettably high and continues to mount. Specific incidents serve to highlight the severe impact on civilian lives and well-being. In Pakistan's southern Sindh province, falling debris from downed drones tragically killed one civilian. Another civilian was reported injured in the same unfortunate incident. The initial night of intense shelling in the Poonch sector of Kashmir reportedly led to 13 heartbreaking fatalities among the local population. Many villages situated precariously near the line of control had to be urgently evacuated to ensure the safety of their residents. Markets in numerous border towns were forced to shutter their businesses, crippling local economies and daily life. The conflict also led to the disruptive suspension of major sporting events, including the popular Indian Premier League and the Pakistan Super League, reflecting the widespread impact. Global reactions and an uncertain path ahead. Official statements emanating from both New Delhi and Islamabad starkly reflected the heightened animosity and mutual suspicion. Pakistan's army spokesman, Lieutenant General Ahmed Sharif Chaudhry, strongly condemned India's military actions. He described the Indian drone attack near Lahore as a serious provocation and unequivocally accused India of engaging in military aggression against Pakistan. Conversely, the Indian government robustly defended its actions and its rationale. India accused Pakistan of attempting to strike its military targets using drones and missiles, thereby necessitating preemptive or retaliatory measures. It justified its own strikes on Pakistani air defense systems as a necessary defensive action to protect its assets and sovereignty. These conflicting official narratives further fueled the ongoing information war between the two countries. The international community expressed grave and widespread concern over the rapidly escalating situation in South Asia. Regional powers, including influential nations such as Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, China, and Iran, quickly issued public statements urging restraint from both India and Pakistan. Global powers, most notably the United States and China, also played a significant role in pressing for immediate de-escalation and a return to dialogue. There were palpable fears among international observers that the conflict could spiral out of control, potentially leading to a larger, more devastating war. The US State Department issued a travel warning for Pakistan following the Indian drone attack near Lahore, advising American citizens in active conflict areas to leave if safe or to shelter in place. The conflict was also characterized by an intense struggle for narrative control and information dominance. Both India and Pakistan actively engaged in spreading contradictory claims and counterclaims regarding battlefield events and casualty figures. Access to unbiased information became a significant casualty of the conflict itself. India reportedly took measures to cut off access to Pakistani news channels and various websites within its borders. Furthermore, the prominent social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter, confirmed that it had blocked thousands of accounts. This action was reportedly taken under direct orders from the Indian government. Such restrictive measures make it incredibly difficult for independent observers and the global community to ascertain the complete and unbiased truth of events as they unfolded on the ground. The potential for future escalations between India and Pakistan remains a significant and persistent worry for regional and global stability. Numerous unresolved core issues continue to fuel the long-standing tensions between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. The deeply entrenched and historically contentious dispute over the territory of Kashmir remains a primary example of these fault lines. The recent suspension of aspects of the Indus Waters Treaty by India has also added another layer of grievance to the complex relationship. While military operations chiefs from both countries are reportedly preparing for direct communication channels, the path to achieving lasting peace is fraught with uncertainty. The increasing deployment of advanced military technologies, including autonomous systems like drones, significantly increases the risk of miscalculation and unintended escalation, underscoring the critical need for sustained international diplomacy.